Hey guys, thanks for watching. The next review is for Green Arrow. Hey guys, DC Toyman again. Thanks again for watching this video. We're going to get right into the review. This is the DC Direct Collectibles Brightest Day Green Arrow. Of course, Oliver Queen. It's a great model. I prefer the Oliver Queen Green Arrow over Connor Hawk. I like this version's mixture of the Neil Adams Van Dyke beard. For some reason, I have a personal bias against Van Dyke, or for Van Dyke beards. And the Mike Grell hood. His accessories, he originally came with a stand and 2 arrows from his quiver and the bow, but I bought this figure used for about $5. It was one of the first figures I bought, so he's missing the arrows and the stand. There's a lot of really great detail in his figure. A lot of detail in his quiver, a lot of detail in the bow. He has a lot of these extra pockets, like on his leg and around his belt. He has these arrows in his gauntlets and his gloves. All this detail is just really great, really excellent. Overall, he's really well articulated. The boots, kind of like the Brainiac figure, the boots moved side to side, so that's kind of different. Overall, he's one of the better figures in the collection so far. His first appearance was in More Fun Comics number 73 in November 1941, also with Roy Harper and Aquaman. There's a lot of Batman influences. He had an aeroplane, an arrow cave, a lot of stuff that they took from inspiration from Batman. Oliver Queen is a playboy by day and he's a vigilante by at night. Sounds a lot like Batman. He is an expert archer. He uses a lot of trick arrows. There's the running, joke of him using a boxing glove arrow. So that's kind of one of the funnier, sillier elements of his character. He's also an accomplished martial artist in judo and taekwondo. Some of the major storylines that Green Arrow has been involved in Quiver in 2001, Kevin Smith resurrected Oliver Queen's character, and Etrigan the demon asks, "Are you the archer or just his quiver?" So that's a good thing to think about. Is Green Arrow just the weapon, or is he actually in control of his actions? As I mentioned in the Red Arrow review, Green Lantern Volume 2, number 85 and 86, Roy Harper becomes a heroin addict, and he gets help from Dina Lance, or Black Canary, also known as Black Canary, when Green Arrow is just basically too self-righteous to help him kick the addiction. And the Longbow Hunters was where we get the Van Dyke beard and the hood. It was set in Seattle. Black Canary is tortured. Green Arrow basically kills the attackers, and we meet Shadow. Those of you who watched the Arrow show are familiar with Shadow. The Grell hooded look, it really fits Seattle, just with it being so rainy. So I like that look has kind of endured. In the New 52, there's a story arc called The Kill Machine, and we meet a new villain named Komodo, who's also featured in Arrow at one point, and then we also meet Count Vertigo and Clock King and Shadow in the new 52 version of Shadow. It's a nice story, and it expands Green Arrow's world really well. Jeff Lemire, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He's the writer, and Andrea Sorrentino is the artist. They really did just an excellent job with that story arc. It's really one of the newer stories that's worth watching. His villains include Deathstroke, Clock King, Merlin, or Malcolm Merlin as they call him on Arrow, Count Vertigo, Brick, and as I mentioned, Komodo is a newer villain of his. He's been featured in mostly animated things like just the animated series like Justice League Unlimited, but of course he's an Arrow. Overall I like this figure. I like the hooded look. I like the Van Dyke. Of course, I have a bias for the Arrow show. Instead of the Robin Hood look as they've had at different times with the little feathered green hat. Again, I wasn't too familiar with Green Arrow until the Arrow show. I knew him from some of the animated features and series, but I didn't really delve too much into the character because of until Arrow was on the air. His accessories are cool. I wish I could have had the 2 arrows. I am glad that someone glued the hood to his head, because I heard that the hood comes off really easily. So it's glued to the head. It doesn't come off. That fixes that issue. It's just an awesome figure overall. Really well articulated, good balance of articulation and detail. Posability versus looking good and actually being able to play with it. Just a solid A figure. There's not much more I could have asked for from this figure. Thanks for watching this video. Please comment or like below, or send me hate mail, dislike it, I don't, just something. Let me know whether you like it or not. I hope to be back next with the unboxing videos. If there's anything you want to see, let me know. Thanks.